Right, good evening. Just redoing the video because apparently not a lot of sound could be heard from it. We're setting up our shrimp colony. We've been to our shrimp supplier, had a nice hour or so conversation about setting up shrimp tanks, picking our shrimps, picking a colony. So we thought we'd do a video to show you our shrimp colony, or our colony when it's there, but how we set up our shrimp tank. First of all, got tank there, nice square tank, heater, set to 24 degrees. Realistically, shrimps have varying temperature climates, and it's full of our RO water. We've had that cycling for a couple of days now. Done our water tests, as you can see. pH is fine, around 6 to 6.5. No nitrate, nitrite and no ammonia. Use the Water Life test kits, which we do sell. And what we're going to do now is show you how to make and prep the water. Basing on the line of RRO water, which is fluctuating between 0 and 1 parts per million. And then I know we've got a little bit in here because I expected that after putting the filter on. The filter was from a second-hand tank, so we've increased to 35 parts per million. What we now have to do is make the TDS in there for Carolina to be about 150 parts per million. And what we do, we've got this nice product from Shrimp Lab, and I know we're advertising products, but Shrimp Lab is the only company that do actually do all their products specifically from shrimps. We've got little samples here of their pouch of all the different types of food that you can get hold of, little sample packs. And now what we need to do is, if you open this mineral powder, it's nice white powder, not to be thought of anything else, and we mix some in to our water, and then do another test. Let's see whether it's gone far too high already. So probably didn't need to put that much in there. So what we'll do is we shall press pause on this video whilst I go. Got some fresh RO water. That test kind of shows you to read the instructions, and notice there's a nice little scoop in there, not the scoop that I used. My able assistant found it for me. So we shall now put the tiny bit in there, as you saw, really tiny bit. That's gone up to 40, you can see it, 42, 43, 44. So just add a little bit more. Again,
about the same amount.
Only a really tiny amount needed. 90, 80, 90. Last but not least, a little bit more. 120, 119, 118, so anywhere between 100 and 150 is good for the shrimps. So as you can see, very little needed, so that will help with all your water changes. And also instructions are in the bottom if you want to read them. Being a typical male, we don't do that. And also one thing I must mention, I have already put water conditioner in there. with the chlorine and chloramide, use your water conditioner. So top it up. Let it go through the system a little bit, and you'll now see it's starting to increase. What we'll do is keep an eye on that. Keep adding. So we'll check that in a second. But whilst that's going around, what I'll do is tell you also things that we're going to put in there. Driftwood. Very good, nice, gnarly bits of wood. Top tip is to have them at least 24 hours, 48 hours. Boiling hot water removes the tannin, so the tannin's in the water, not in your tank. So in goes my first piece of driftwood, and as you can see it floats, so I use some natural sinking bit of slate, which again has been in there for 24 to 48 hours. Nice little plumbing tube, again fully clean, gives them a little hidey ho. Always essential. Again, more wood. And my last piece of wood over the hole, and again some nice bits of slate. It's always fiddly aquascaping. But I'll finish that off later, but there we go. What we need to add finally to that, later this week we're getting some nice moss, and then it's all ready to have it shrimp. So we'll test again later. What we're asking you to do is, underneath the comments on this, please list down your favourite Caridina, not Neo Caridina, but just Caridina shrimp that you think we should put in this tank, because we're creating a colony, and this will be our show colony tank when we move to our premises and everything like that. So it'll be remaining with us, and we can see how it goes on and how further video features.